Hey everybody, it's Dina Rico with the Creativity Cave, and I'm super excited to be stamping with you today. I have a really, I think, awesome card. It is so perfect for this time of year, and it uses my favorite technique, which of course is, if you've been on my blog lately, you know that is faux watercoloring. So let me show you how awesome this is, and it's really easy to create, and I have some tips to make your card look better than mine. So I'm going to use kind of a fun color combination, which is obviously completely perfect for the fall colors. You could substitute out, by the way, the Tangerine Tango for something like rich raspberry or rose red or cherry cobbler to give you those rich fall colors if you don't like the orange, or you could add one of those colors to this in addition. I didn't want to get too carried away, and I also needed the orange for the card challenge that I'm doing. So, but I like that color in here. Okay, so to do this, first of all of the details and dimensions and whatnot are on my blog, so you can check all of that there. The link will be in the description of this video. And of course, when they're there, you totally should just order everything for this card because it's so awesome and it's really versatile. That's my shameless plug. But when you do order from me, it helps me bring you more awesome videos, and I have a fabulous rewards program for my customers, and there's lots of great perks with that. So I have embossed the woodland embossing folder, which I just love. These tree branches are so pretty. And I'm going to set that aside with my card. And this is all on very vanilla, except this piece is watercolor paper. So to stamp my image, I'm using two stamps. The leaf is from Vintage Leaves, which is just a fantastic stamp set. It is great for masculine cards, but you can do cards with the set all year long, which I love. Just switching up the colors, which is great. And then also I'm using the Happy Birthday from the Guy Greetings. I love the classic look of the lettering in this wording, as well as the fact that this is a great versatile set for masculine cards. And you even have, like, you can specify, you know, the man in your life that you're doing this for, or the guy, I should say. Anyway. So to do this, I'm going to take my stamp and ink it up in two colors. I'm going to start with the lighter color for my leaf, and the lighter color is Delightful Dijon. And then I'm going to bring in a scrap paper because, well, of course, you know I make a mess when I stamp, but also because I need to stamp off a layer of this ink so it's not too crazy. And then I'm going to add some color with my sponge. Okay, so I have this inked up. I'm going to get rid of a layer of it. And then I'm going to tap one side. I'm doing this at an angle, if you can see. One side with Old Olive. And I'm actually going to sponge it to kind of settle down the color because it can be a little bright and intense. Okay, so do you see how that kind of toned down things? Okay, then I'm going to stamp it onto my cardstock. This is watercolor paper, and that, pardon me, is the key to this whole thing, is that it's on watercolor paper. Then I will take my aqua painter and get the water flowing through here a little bit. It was good and dry. And then I'm going to take and color on here, and I'm going to kind of do the green a little bit separately from the yellow side of things. Oh my goodness, can you hear my pathetic dog in the background? She has not received enough love from me today, apparently. She's a sweetie pie, although she's kind of in the doghouse right now, because I'll just show you in a second here what she did. She was naughty. Okay. Then I'm going to kind of keep coloring, and I'm careful to not blend these entirely together. I kind of want to keep the yellow and the green because that's sort of how things are on a leaf. They aren't necessarily blended, but the faux watercoloring technique is basically where you stamp your image on watercolor paper and then you kind of bleed out the lines of the image to create a real watercolory looking, like a professional watercolorist did this. We won't tell them it was stamped. Where is the fun in that? No secrets shared. Okay. So isn't that beautiful? I love the look. Now we got to let that dry for just a second. So let me show you my dog problem. It is terrible, isn't it? So this is one of, I made this card on my blog this spring, and she found it and ate it, which really bummed me out because I really like this card a lot. It's so pretty. Look at it. Do you see the shimmer? Oh. Anyway, but gosh darn it. And this is a watercoloring card too. Kills me. But my dog is so sweet. Oh my gosh. You should see her. Her name's Sophie. She's kind of like the stamping ambassador here at the Creativity Cave. She welcomes all my guests with her demands of love, but she's a lover. Okay. Now, I'm drying this because when I made my card originally, you can see there is flicking and speckling. I did not, it was not completely dry. And so do you see how feathered out some of these specks are? Then I let it dry and did some more speckling, and you can see those are less so, but I was mad. That made me mad. Okay. So to do the speckling, I'm going to take my aqua painter and I want to give it a squeeze so that there's a good amount of water flowing through here. It's wet, not almost drippy wet, but not quite. You don't want it to actually do a big drip because that causes problems too. You don't want it to drip on here, a big blob. But I'll pick up this color and you can see I have a lot of good color on there. And then I'm going to move everything out of the way because this may or may not be kind of messy. Just saying. And then I like to take something like a pen or a marker or whatever so I can smack my aqua painter against this to get the speckles. So here we go. And you can see these speckles look great because they're not spreading out. And there's my touch of orange. If you have not looked at a leaf up close during the fall, you should so pick one up and look at it because there's way more than just a solid color going on there. It's really pretty. I like fall leaves a lot. Now I've got my orange on here. I'm also going to do some of the Delightful Dijon. I'm going to pick up some of that color. Do exactly the same thing, it just to add a little bit more color to it. Okay, I'm drying that off. And then last but not least, here's where the magic happens. This is the Gold Wink of Stella. So I want some shimmer. So you know what, I might dry this quick though, just because I got a little excited with my speckles. Okay, so now I'm going to do the gold ones. And the gold ones are misleading because you might think, well, there's not a lot happening. And then all of a sudden you look on there and then it's like, oh, look at all that shimmer. So do you see this? Do you see the shimmer on there that you might not have noticed at first? So I love that look. Okay, so now I think we're done with that. We're going to let it looks good, so we're going to let it be. Do you ever go one step too far and then you regret it? Me too. I know you're all at home shaking your heads because you tell me that kind of stuff all the time. It's either one step too far or one step not far enough, and it's really tricky figuring out the balance. So I'm going to stamp my happy birthday in early espresso ink. I'm kind of going to do it off to the side, just a touch. I like the early espresso because it's nice, rich, dark ink. Although I actually used... my layer is actually close to cocoa. Now there's one from the archives. It's actually, oh, brain cramp. What is the name of that? Chocolate chip. Jeez. And I have already lost the piece of chocolate chip that it goes onto. It was here, I swear. Oh, darn it. I clean. This is how I find things. When I can't find them, I start cleaning and then I usually find them. Oh, there it is. See? I told you, if you tidy up your area, you always find stuff. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere this together with some fast fuse. And I think I hope you can appreciate how pretty this is. It's not as obvious on camera, I don't think. It is so gorgeous though. And then to finish this off, I want a little bit more sparkle. So I'm going to grab some gold. I bet in my directions I put copper, but I want gold on here to go with the gold Wink of Stella. Now to do this, I'm going to put a couple of lines of this down, and I stick my end in here, and then I'll just wrap it around my card several times, and then I'll put the other end in the adhesive. This is Fast Fuse, and what that does is it just holds it in place, which is awesome. So you don't have to mess with it or try and tie this super fine thread in place, because that's like impossible. Okay, so I'll have to take a dog shaming picture with my dog and post it on my blog. She's so cute though. Oh my gosh. We love her to death. All right. And then I'm going to pop this up on my card because everything's better popped up. Well, don't you agree? And I think this is so pretty. This would make a gorgeous spring card in shades of green. It would make a beautiful masculine themed card. Of course, any number of fall colors would look wonderful on this. Isn't this gorgeous? I actually like this card better than my sample. Shh, don't tell anybody. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. And like I said, check out my blog. Sorry, this is all bunched up and I'm trying to spread it out a little bit. It's not having it, so I might have to leave it. Oh, there we go. Check out my blog if you need any of those supplies. I would so appreciate it if you ordered them through me. Thank you so much for joining with me today. Come on back another day. I will have more fabulous projects for you later this week. Bye, guys.